Bitcoin has been on a tear. How bullish are you on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and how much do you believe they will fundamentally transform our economy?
When we talk about blockchain, we can come back and talk about the infrastructure. That's the highways and the pipes that are necessary for Bitcoin, but they're necessary for many other applications, and I think they're very useful, and I'm very bullish on them. Talk about blockchain, and we can come back and talk about the infrastructure. That's the highways and the pipes that are necessary for Bitcoin, but they're necessary for many other applications, and I think they're very useful, and I'm very bullish on them. When you talk about Bitcoin in itself, I don't have a strong opinion on Bitcoin. In essence, I'm not a strong believer in Bitcoin. It is a developing asset, potentially. And for all the reasons it's a strong developing asset class, it may fail. Remember, part of the integrity of an asset class, or part of the integrity of a system, is knowing who owns it and knowing who has it and knowing why it's being transferred. And is it being used for legitimate causes? Is it being used for good? Or is it being used for illegitimate causes? Is it being used in corrupt practices and corrupt ways? The Bitcoin system today has no transparency to it. So there are a lot of people that question, why would you need a system that does not have an audit trail, does not have integrity? You don't know who owns it. You don't know exactly how much exists today, how much has been mined, how much has been lost, how much has been thrown away on hard drives because they don't exist anymore. So it lacks some of the basic integrities of a real market. And then you have to get into the idea or the concept that it's a theoretical value. It's a theoretical value. And there's a lot of other things that have this. It's a theoretical value because someone is willing to buy it or someone is willing to sell it at that price today. But there's nothing tangible behind it.
Should the Fed in a new administration be approaching alternative assets?
Well, I think the government will look at them. We went through a fad in the last 4 years where there was this whole new idea where we were going to create new coins, where we were going to coin everything, where we're going to...
So how does the payments landscape look different then in, let's say, a decade? Does cash disappear in this unprecedented economy and new economic activity that we're seeing?
Well, I think cash can easily disappear. I mean, the idea of paper currency in the legitimate world is becoming more and more obsolete. And I believe it could become totally obsolete. But the fintech payment systems are also not going to replace the banks. There's a big difference between a fintech payment system and a fintech ability to move cash and the banking systems. And remember, the banking systems are big, they're highly regulated, and they're regulated, again, to protect investors. They're regulated to protect depositories. So the question is, how does the money get into the money movement